friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. As is custom, the fragrance calendar is about to start over, which means every single brand out there is dropping new releases. And today we've got stuff from Paco Rabanne, from Burberry, from Emporio Armani, from Valentino, and more. In case you didn't know, basically every year, once you click over to January, February, you get hit with a deluge of new stuff. And some of these fragrances are sick. Most of this info I found at ifragranceofficial.com, some at scentadvice.com. Check them out, they're linked in the description. So what do we have to look forward to? Well, the first thing I want to talk about is a new Paco Rabanne, or excuse me, just Rabanne. Keep forgetting that they dropped the Paco. But a new Rabanne Phantom in red. Now, before you roll your eyes and you go like, I don't care about Phantom. I don't like the robot. AI has pushed it too far. Hold your horses, because this one actually sounds like it might be pretty good. Now, they have decorated the new bottle style with a red visor and red glass, hence the name. The ideas that they come up with, freaking genius.
You get another brilliant idea.
And while this one you cannot buy right this second, it does have listings already. Like on Sephora right now, you can see where it's about to be available, but it's showing as out of stock. Basically, they just haven't stocked it yet. $117 for a 50 ml and $150 for a 100 ml, in case you're curious about the price. Discover Phantom in Red by Rabanne. The new flanker is here to break the rules. I don't think I have yet seen a new fragrance release come out where they're like, this fragrance follows the rules. We're not trying to do anything crazy here. We're just trying to make something that like people enjoy, but like fully within the confines of the rules. We are not rebels. We're not trying to be too sexy or anything. I want to see that fragrance. Back to Phantom in Red, a powerful, masculine, amber, aromatic, and woody scent made for those who dare to stand out. The signature DNA is now seen in a new light with irresistible lavender, plum, and saffron that collide to pave the way for benzoin and tobacco's alluring essence. The scent settles with oud, providing extra potency and depth. I mean, doesn't that sound like the best yet from Phantom? I mean, to me it does. Admittedly, it's not like the most insane note breakdown ever, but nothing there sounds bad to me. Lavender, plum, saffron? That's good. Benzoin, tobacco, oud? Nice. We've basically gone from a lavender vanilla bomb with the first one that a lot of people just instantly wrote off to something here that sounds potentially sexy and powerful, spicy and sweet all at once. And with the little media photo that everybody loves doing nowadays that has all the fragrances lined up, this one is showing as the most intense one. Basically, they have an arbitrary line, and on the left it's like fresh, and on the right intense. And so it goes Phantom EDT, Phantom Intense, Phantom Parfum, and then Phantom in Red, which is apparently a Parfum Elixir. Where does the actual Phantom Elixir fit in? I don't know. They were like, I don't even like that one anymore. Just get rid of it, man.
This is the worst.
And going back to that pricing, $150, kind of an interesting spot to put this because that's more expensive than the Eau de Toilette. It is $4 more expensive than Phantom Intense, but then it is cheaper than Phantom Parfum and Phantom Elixir. So price-wise, it's right in the middle. And so again, while I know a lot of you are gonna see Phantom in Red, whatever, and you're going to immediately write it off, if they can pull that note breakdown off, admittedly, not the craziest thing ever, like I said, but if they can pull that off, instantly, for me, this becomes the best one in the whole lineup. Please, Rabanne, don't screw this up. Next, just a really quick one from Hugo Boss. It is Krink x Hugo. There will be at least 15 people out there that buy this. Push your creativity from within with this collector's edition Eau de Parfum for men, a fearless fusion of street art and fragrance. Crafted for creators who defy boundaries and walk off the line. This collaboration celebrates the power of marking your way and turning artistic energy into action. See what I said? It's always the rebel, it's always this and that. But this one does interest me a little bit, and here's why. At the heart of the fragrance lies the hero blue banana accord, dripping through the scent like a graffiti tag, bold and unexpected. A blue banana accord. It actually makes me think of those like the little like neon banana candies, like the little hard candies. I think they have like blue and pink and purple and yellow. And then there's also like runts that have banana candies, it would not surprise me if it kind of smells like that. And that's what a blue banana accord is. Outside of that, I'm not sure like what blue banana smells like. There's also red geranium that splashes over the blue banana like a burst of paint, aromatic and vibrant as it injects energy and contrast. And then pink cistus adds a layer of texture, streaking the scent in a vivid pink haze. So obviously going with a color scheme there, red geranium, blue banana, pink cistus. The issue with a lot of these Hugo fragrances that come in little canteen bottles is a lot of times like their quality is not that high. So like Boss Bottled, for example, usually has a certain level of quality that you expect. These ones are like a step or two or sometimes three below that. And the issue that you potentially run into when that happens, when you're dealing with like lower overall quality and they try to hit you with something like blue banana, is you run a very real risk of it just coming across like screechy synthetic sweetness that can give you a headache. But I'm still intrigued because it is different. It's at least something that's not, you know, hitting you with lavender, geranium, and ambroxan, right? Although there is geranium in here. So we'll have to see how that blue banana comes across, but that one coming our way real soon. Next up, let's hit the Bvlgari and then we'll dig into the Valentino, the Armani, and the Burberry. So this one is Bvlgari Man Wood Essence Parfum, because I know that everybody out there is just clamoring for that wood essence parfum. And look, I'm not saying the fragrance is gonna smell bad, not saying that at all. But I do think to an extent that Bvlgari is not a brand that as many people look forward to nowadays. For sure, there are still a ton of people that love them and for good reason, but they aren't at their pinnacle. You know, they need to do something to kind of spice it up. Because the Bvlgari Man line for a lot of people is just kind of like, oh, it exists, cool, whatever. And then their Aqua line is basically dead. You know, they haven't done anything in there for a while. And their Pour Homme line, also a lot of people just don't care about. So in my opinion, they need either a new line that comes out, something that really shakes stuff up, you know, tries to do its own thing, or they need to bring back Bvlgari Aqua with some real heaters. Because a lot of people in the community loved Aqua Amara and Aqua Atlantique. And with the Bvlgari Man line, they need to maybe quit painting by numbers quite so much. And I know a lot of people might say, well, I don't really paint by numbers. They're kind of doing their own thing with that line. Yes and no. Because the idea behind it is like, oh, rain. Oh, glaciers like ice. Oh, terra like earth, and wood here. So they're basically just going around like, what is there in nature? Let's do that. Huh, clouds. Let's do Bvlgari cloud. Good. Bvlgari waterfall. This is a smart one. Huh? Hire me. Discover the new Man Wood Essence Parfum, the most potent of Bvlgari's Man Wood Essence fragrances. This pure parfum traverses into every facet of elemental energy. Oh. Yeah. A bright opening of coriander and Sichuan pepper blooms deeper into warm notes of cypress wood and cashmere before rooting firmly into a wood accord and vetiver base. Veined with mystery, this scent is a refined exploration of nature's true force. I don't know that veined is the word I would have gone for, but you know, to each their own. If I talk to you about my veiny wood essence fragrance, it's not what you think. Veiny. Veined. So let's compare this to the OG wood essence. That one had citrus, lemon zest, coriander, cypress, cedar, vetiver, and benzoin. This new one has coriander, Sichuan pepper, cypress, cashmere, wood, and vetiver. So just looking at that, it does seem to be more of like just an extension of the original, not changing it up too much. Basically take that original idea, make it a little deeper, a little richer, make it smell slightly more expensive. That seems to be the vibe here. But with the citrus being removed, the benzoin being removed, and then cashmere being injected along with Sichuan pepper, it's gonna give it more of a potential bite off the top when you first spray it on, and then potentially more of like a fuzzy modern woodiness as it dries down, depending on how much that cashmere is injected into the scent. But there we go, a new wood essence parfum coming our way. Now before we head into the next one, which is a new Valentino, I want to give you guys the codes. And here they are. Be aware that the JOMASHOP codes are going to be changing in January, so I'll have to give an updated code list for that soon. But these still work for now, as long as you're using the JOMASHOP app anyway. And then I have codes for all the other stores that you see here as well, so use those anytime you shop, save yourself yourself some money. All right, the new Valentino. It is Valentino Uomo, born in Roma, purple Melancholia. The names keep getting longer. Valentino Uomo, born in Roma, purple Melancholia. Yeah. So obviously Valentino is going for every color of the rainbow and beyond. Basically just open up a Crayola box of crayons and, you know, pick out the ones that they've already done, have a look in there, and then one of those is gonna be the next one most likely. And I've actually gotten some pictures from some of you guys out there in Europe who have already found this on store shelves. What? Lucky, if anybody out there sees it, you know, get in touch with me, I'll pay for it. I'll pay you to buy it and send it to me. For real though. Let's read about it. As night falls over the eternal city, revel in memories of a night in a Roman palace and discover a new enchanting chapter in the Valentino Born in Roma story with Born in Roma, Purple Melancholia, Uomo. This new fragrance for men is an invitation to a unique sensory journey to delve into your most precious memories and highlight your personality. Born from the desire to savor every moment, this aromatic, woody amber eau de toilette opens with the spicy warmth of cardamom, reveals creamy coconut, and then an unforgettable, enveloping, woody richness. So eau de toilette, that means it should be on the more affordable side of all their fragrances. That's potentially good as long as the performance is there. A captivating fragrance experience celebrated in a bold and vibrant purple bottle. Immerse yourself in a dream steeped in nostalgia and experience every facet of your personality intensely. Dare to be extraordinary. Dare to be you. Did I say dairy? Dare to be you. Note breakdown, pretty simple. Cardamom, coconut, lavender, amberwood. Now, of course, the lavender/lavender, that makes sense. Right, coming out with the purple bottle, purple name, all this stuff, lavender, you gotta work it in there. Them's just the rules, you know what I mean? Now, the more interesting thing here, the cardamom, yes, but the coconut, wow, nice. And I could see this going one of two ways. So with Green Extravaganza, obviously that's, like I said, the route that they're taking here, which I guess makes sense. Coral Fantasy, and coral is a color, and then Yellow Dream. It was there all along, we just didn't see it. But anyway, back to Green Extravaganza, that one has coffee. A lot of people were like, well, how's that gonna be used? And the answer is, it's gonna be used not aggressively. The coffee is there in Green Extravaganza, but they keep it more green. You know, it's not like a burnt coffee, it's not bitter, it's not harsh, it's not really in your face. Instead, it plays a nice supporting role. It's there, it's noticeable, but it's used to kind of give lift to the fragrance, you know, make it a little more interesting, give it some more texture. So the question with this one is, how does the coconut come across? Is it gonna be a very noticeable, like creamy, tropical, kind of in your face coconut? Or is it gonna be this lighter, almost like sunscreen-esque kind of coconut that they work in there? And it really could go either way. You know, it could lean into the lavender being this like fresh, almost soapy kind of vibe, and then that coconut gives you this sort of sunscreeny aspect to it. Or lavender can also come across quite fresh and a little bit sweet. And if they go that route with the cardamom and then a tropical kind of coconut, you're looking at something completely different. And I gotta say, to my own personal taste, that Green Extravaganza was not my favorite Valentino fragrance. I think of all like the Born in Romas that, you know, I would take Born in Roma Intense, I would take Coral Fantasy, I would take Yellow Dream over that one. Not that Green Extravaganza is bad, just wasn't as much to my taste. And this one, I am actually more interested for than that one, or when that one was announced. So there it is, a new Valentino Uomo Born in Roma. Let me know what you think about that one. Like, which direction is that coconut gonna lean? Next, let's talk about the new Burberry Hero Elixir. Yeah. Had to know it was coming, right? You had to know it was coming. In terms of the note breakdown, this one is not hyper complex. Yeah, it is an elixir fragrance with a tiny bottle and a tiny note breakdown. Leather, vanilla, cedar, and tonka, which is kind of boring. At least when I see that, you know, because the cedar, you expect that. You know, that's kind of the calling card of Burberry Hero. The leather, same deal. You know, they've been working leather into some of their flankers here recently. And then vanilla and tonka just kind of go hand in hand almost.
Oh, let's give it a little bit of, a little warmth. Let's give it a little sweetness. Oh, what should we put in there? Oh, vanilla and tonka.
And you know, it might just be a me thing. It's kind of whatever, but when you see an Elixir come out and it looks like they took the bottle and they just shrunk it, and you know that it's gonna be like, what, a 60 ml size bottle again or something, and they're gonna charge you $200 for it or $250 for it, you're just like, yeah! Gee, dang it. Let's see what they say about it. First, rich leather and smooth vanilla ignite the senses, creating an immediate aura of strength and allure. Then, refined cedarwood emerges at the heart, adding depth, warmth, and unmistakable elegance. Finally, the fragrance settles into an intense base of tonka bean, leaving behind a powerful, long-lasting trail. An amber and leather signature crafted for the modern hero, confident, grounded, and unapologetically bold. Now, obviously, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna check it out and see how it is, but for me, when it comes to hero, you know, it's the Eau de Parfum. If I'm gonna scoop just one of them, that's the one I want. That's the one that I would rather own. Hero Parfum Intense came out this year in 2025, and that's the one that I mentioned, you know, it has leather, it has cedar, but that one has black pepper rather than vanilla and tonka. And I know I'm kind of poking fun here, but I legitimately do hope that this stuff is fantastic, because if this is like the apex leather, cedar hero DNA, made more wearable, made sexier, made more bold with that vanilla, with that nice kind of modern scent profile that that's going to bring, then this stuff could be absolutely amazing. But at the end of the day, it kind of has to be amazing, because if it comes out and it's just really expensive with an Elixir name slapped on there, but the Eau de Parfum is still the better fragrance, then that's not good. So there it is, Hero Elixir, the newest fragrance line to join the Elixir fray. All right, last but not least, Stronger with You Powerfully. Now, I talked about in the last video that this one had been rumored, and a store had actually told me, hey, this is gonna pop up real soon. But there is an article on a website, on a Czech website, where they go over the whole fragrance, and they've got like media photos and everything else, and I had translated it here. So we're gonna go through the translation together. Hopefully this is kind of close to accurate. The signature candied chestnut accord found in the original version now gains even greater depth and intensity, lasting up to 24 hours. The amber-colored glass of the iconic bottle reveals a smoke-tinted elixir, symbolizing power in a modern form. Let yourself be enchanted by the new scent, Stronger with You Powerfully. Deeply addictive and irresistibly intense, mysterious smoky notes in Stronger with You Powerfully intertwine with a delicious, sweet fruity aspect, creating an essence of mutual connection. The fragrance opens with an energetic combination of 2 refreshing citrus fruits, mandarin essential oil, and select Italian bergamot extract, which give the scent a tropical touch. I don't know if I've ever heard of citrus being tropical. Well, let's go. Their invigorating freshness contrasts strikingly with the addictive sweetness of cherry accords, creating a distinct and seductive introduction. In the very heart, the fragrance's power multiplies into a pulsating aromatic explosion. The central element of the composition is the refreshing heart of lavender from French Provence. A woody, spicy accord lends the scent a harmonious sweetness and deep sensuality, enhancing its irresistible appeal. The base of the fragrance then unfolds with irresistible intensity. The iconic Stronger with You candied chestnut accord blends perfectly with the roasted chestnut accord, creating the rich smoky essence of the new scent. That duet is complemented by a harmonious blend of gourmet vanilla notes. Bourbon vanilla from Madagascar and vanilla absolute enrich the smoky chestnut notes with a velvety warmth. Finally, amberwood reveals a long-lasting, alluring depth thanks to its distinct woody mineral aroma. That was a mouthful. So going back through that, opens up with citrus, mandarin, and bergamot, and it also has cherry off the top. Then as it dries down, looks like lavender and a woody spicy accord in the mid. And then in the base, candied chestnut blended with roasted chestnut, blended with bourbon vanilla and vanilla absolute, along with amberwood that has a woody mineral aroma. And they're telling us straight up that they expect this to last 12 to 24 hours. The people out there who are about that strong fragrance life, you know, about choking people out, overspraying, they're reading that right now and they're just like, you can just see it now, just 25 sprays of that stuff. People dropping like flies. Now, Stronger with You Parfum Stuff is good, solid, well done. But just based off this note breakdown and this write-up, I am way more hyped for this. If the cherry is pulled off correctly, it's gonna smell amazing. You're gonna hit me with the candied chestnut vanilla bomb along with that cherry off the top blending together with the tropical citrus. At least it sounds a little bit more different than some of the other ones that have come out here recently in the Stronger With You lineup. And it keeps the DNA, obviously. You know, it's got the lavender, the chestnut, everything else, the vanilla. It sounds good. The question will be though, is it truly as strong as they're saying? Because it's one thing to come out and say, oh dude, this lasts 24 hours. It is another thing to spray it on and then 24 hours later it'd be like, oh my God, it's still here. But I can tell you that if Emporio Armani does drop Stronger With You powerfully and it pulls this off, 24-hour projection, keeping the DNA intact, but putting a nice twist on it, hitting us with that vanilla that people absolutely love right now, with the change with the more smoky chestnut kind of accord in the base, along with that more interesting opening with the cherry that's gonna set it apart off the top against all the other ones. This stuff will be one of the biggest fragrances of the year. If it comes out and all of that stuff is not pulled off correctly, it will be one of the most hated on fragrances of the year. But there it is broken. It is online now in Europe on different websites in Europe, which is where I pulled this info right here, which means you will be hearing about it more very soon as it starts to make its way out there. So there we go, guys, a bunch of new stuff. Burberry, Valentino, Armani, Hugo Boss, new robot fragrance, just lots of stuff. Let me know in the comments which of these fragrances you're looking forward to the most. If I had to guess, Stronger With You, probably gonna be the one that people are most interested in. But for me, I think probably the Rabon, the Armani, and the Valentino. With some hope that the Burberry Hero Elixir is really good too. So there we go, guys. Thank you again so much for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.